It's flipped to you. Yeah, I know that. Look, front camera. Why is it not going on front camera?
Because this is the front camera. You need a badge.
Jesus, Samara, thank you. That's gonna be in the video now. Thank you. Okay.
She need to be more.
As long as there we go.
Are you sure? Oh, you need the TV.
No, because I'm that chair. Because Catherine's gonna use the chair, so the chair's in it. She's in
it's
it.
just backwards to us.
Yes.
I'm thinking you go back to work. Or you gonna come on first?
No. Bring it back.
Hit the back. Watch out for the
Oh.
phone.
What's she doing?
It's the watch
Good.
She
No,
said
turn it this way. Turn it. Yeah.
thank you.
There you go.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Perfect. So just put this in the video and yeah. Everything.
That's just what is going
Okay.
Is it live? It's live. It's live. Okay. Good morning, ladies. Good morning. How are you doing? Good morning. Welcome to our second annual Devoted to Her. It's all about you today. Okay, and I want to exclude anybody because we do have a gentleman in here, but today it's about us. Oh, two. I didn't even see you on here. Look at that. But Devoted to Her is about you. Right? And a lot of things that we do as women, as moms, as wives, as just sisters, as family members, we devote a lot of things to a lot of people. But we do not devote enough of us to us. And that's something that we have to learn. We've been conditioned that everybody else comes first and we come last. That's not the reality. You can't function dysfunctionally. Right? So you're learning how to be devoted to you. So today, each topic, each speaker is going to bring something that you're going to need to know about how to indulge and empower the you that you are. Right? Samantha has this great thing that God gave her, and she got up with it and she ran with it. Obedience. Nobody said it was easy. Nobody said she liked to do it every day. But she obeyed God, and God gave her an opportunity to create a space where we could heal internally as well as externally, right? I'm going to be your host today. My name is Atisha Anderson. I'm all about embracing your ugly, right? And that's everything that makes you unique, genuine love, and simply you. In actuality, we all ugly. I want to tell all of you that was with us last year, thank y'all again for coming. We love it. We love consistency because that's how growth goes. So our first speaker is going to be Catherine. All right, Catherine is a holistic coach. All right, and the owner of Nutrition Reset. Rest. I was going to say Reset. See, I'm making up a name. Nutrition Rest, right? Nutrition is so important. A lot of us don't think about it. Some of us only ate what was given to us. We don't understand how that controls our moods, our behaviors, our reactions, our energy level. Like, we don't realize you just can't say, oh, I'm going to just eat this real quick. And now you feel sluggish and don't even really know what's going on inside internally. Because ain't nothing like trying to understand yourself mentally, but you're still putting stuff in you that's messing up the internal aspect of you. So today, now I'm supposed to read these bios. I'm gonna do that. I be ad-libbing, so don't tell nobody. She gonna go with me on this one, okay? She's a Polk County native. She combines hands-on learning with expert nutrition counseling. Because some of y'all get y'all counseling off of social media. They're not experts. A lot of this stuff they just cutting and pasting. But she's an expert in what it is that she does, and she's from here, right? Lake County, but Polk County, not that. And from teaching cooking classes, so she's gonna show that you know how to do what you do, right? Cooking classes to working with community organizations. Catherine is passionate about making nutrition fun, accessible, and sensible. Get ready to be empowered with practical tips for a healthier you. Everybody put their hands together for Miss Catherine.
Thank you. So, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to sit on this chair because y'all are sitting down in like a living room setting. So, I feel like that I don't want to be up here when I'm talking to you down here. We're on the same level. I have the last table downstairs by the elevator. So feel free to stop by with any questions afterwards. And we also have flyers for events coming up. Some of them are free, some of them are a fee, different topics that might interest you. So today we're going to talk about mindful eating. It's been a hot topic through the years, different things, means different things to different people. So I'm going to go over some basics of it, and then we're going to have some Q&A. So if you have a question that comes into your brain and I'm in the middle of a sentence, put your hand up. I love interruptions, right? Because it's important to you. It came to your mind at that time. We want to answer that question right then. If I can't answer it, I will get an answer to you later. We'll connect afterwards if I need to do some research for you. So just raise your hand. Don't be ashamed. Don't think you're gonna throw me off. I have a cheat sheet today because I'm dyslexic and I like to go down rabbit trails. So this will keep us in line. It will be a little bit shorter than some of the other segments, but I like it that way so you can ask questions in the middle, afterwards, wherever it fits. So with mindful eating, what is that? Some people break it into 3 sections. So it's awareness and intention of what we're eating. A lot of us just run around and we grab whatever we grab, and then we wonder why at the end of the day we feel, and like she says, sluggish. Differentiating between an actual physical hunger, the growling, or is it an emotional hunger? Something triggered it during the day. Slowing down and enjoying the food, the flavors, the textures, the aromas, to appreciate it, not just inhaling it. Some people don't even know what it tastes like. They ate it, they had to go. So with mindful eating, we're going to foster a healthier, more intentional relationship with our food, and it's by paying attention to the eating experience. It's an experience. Our body's having an experience. It's processing it. It's serving us. If it doesn't serve us well, then we're sluggish and have other issues that may come up. So it's not about restrictions or rigid rules. It's about understanding your body's needs and the cues that come up from it. A lot of times we're going around so fast we don't understand our body was cueing us to drink some water or to actually eat an hour ago. That's when we needed it. Now, in my case, we may have low sugar at that time, and we're starting to get the shakes. It's not good. Putting our body in danger there. This approach can help overcome emotional eating, can reduce overeating, and it can cultivate a greater appreciation for food in general. We used to sit around the table and eat together and talk together, and it was very relaxing. And it gave us time to digest and eat an appropriate speed. Now we got so many activities going on. It's almost like you gotta, and I tell people, you schedule it. I will not exercise if it's not in my calendar. I will fill that day slap up. You got to schedule time with family, with friends. It's all about the intention, because life will just go. And you'll look back and you're like, I ain't talked to my kid in like 3 days, because now they're a teenager and they got a car and they're driving and they're doing all their things, and you really just like kind of wave to them. Hollering I love you down the hallway is not good enough. So intentionality. Mindful eating is a lifelong practice that deepens the connection with the food, the body, and your overall well-being. So we want to start small and be patient with yourself. We're also very rush, very impatient with results. So what are some of the benefits of mindful eating? They go on and on. I'm just going to share a few of them. They help control your portion sizes and prevent overeating. Back in the day, we used to put all of the food on the table and we served off of it and passed it around and this and that. You know why we don't do that no more? Because you're going to get another scoop, because it's good. So if you serve it from the stove and you sit down, you serve what you know you're supposed to have, and you wait long enough until you're really satisfied before you get up and start packing up the leftovers. Because when you're over there packing up the leftovers, if you haven't waited long enough, you're tempted to have clean that spoon off, have one more serving. Oh, nobody's looking at mine. Take care of that right there. Oh, that didn't quite fit in the Tupperware container. We don't want to throw that away. We're going to eat that. Yeah, it all adds up. And if we continuously overfill our stomach, it stretches and it stretches and it stretches. So each time we eat, we're not satisfied with what filled us up last month. Now we need a little bit more. So it it can grow. You can also shrink the stomach, so it works both directions. It reduces stress around food choices. So if you plan in a little bit, then you're not just grabbing, or you're not worried about what you're gonna eat. It improves our digestion and our nutrient absorption, slowing it down because we got to step. That little saying of you need 2 hours after you eat before you go to sleep. Now we're pushing it to more like 3 hours because our digestion is changing as we get a little bit older, and sometimes it's a little bit slower. And having lighter meals as the last meal before you go to sleep helps sometimes too. And the last thing we were going to talk about, it encourages a more balanced, positive, again, relationship with the food. So what are some triggers? Does anybody have any triggers? So what are some triggers? So emotional eating due to stress, boredom, sadness, eating out of habit, like snacking during a favorite TV show, or we call that mindless eating. You get your we're gonna talk about one of my favorite snacks. It's the dark chocolate covered almonds. It's very healthy, right? It's a nut. Dark chocolate's supposed to be good for you. But you're supposed to take a few out and close the lid and put it away. But it's good. And if you're watching your show, you look down and you're like, crap, there's 2 left. I'm in trouble. Like, that was supposed to be 2 snacks for me. That's our mindless eating that we do. It's and it can turn a good thing into a not so good thing for you because you overindulged in it. So environmental cues like portion sizes, packaging sizes, or social settings. So you go out to eat with friends and family. They pick this time to eat, and you ate 2 hours ago. So you have to decide: are you having an appetizer? Are you having a drink? And you think about it ahead of time, because when you get there, you have temptation. It smells good. It looks good. You don't want to be the only one sitting over there with the little bird-sized portion. But what's good for you? Is it worth it? It's a whole internal conversation. So here are some steps for practicing mindful eating. We're going to pause before we're eating. So they call it the hunger scale. When you think about it, from 1 to 10, how hungry am I? Am I a little bit hungry? A lot hungry? Am I eating because it's just time, or am I eating because my body is telling me it's time? Engage all your senses. So you're going to observe the color of the food, the texture of the food, the smell, all of that before you take a bite. And pausing. A lot of people will sit their utensils down intentionally between bites because it slows down the process. We're going to chew slowly. Take smaller bites. Savor the food. Our starches, like breads and pastas and everything other than a vegetable or a meat, the digestion starts in the mouth. You want to chew it good. The saliva, that's letting it do its job. 2, if you're having any kind of digestive challenges, a lot of times chewing it really, really well, whatever it is, before you swallow it, will help clear up some of that. And a lot of people are like chomp chomp down the hatch. If they think it's gonna go down the throat, they just barely chew it. And that's there's a lot of people with diverticulitis, and a lot of the reason why they got to that point is because they didn't chew their food good. Eliminating distractions. So this is avoiding eating while you're watching TV, while you're scrolling on the phone, while you're watching your film video. Working. No working while you're eating. This is not the time to multitask. We might have multitasked while we were cooking, but while we're eating, we need to just be doing that. Reflecting back on your satisfaction of that meal. So checking in with your body during the meal to recognize when you're full. Was that tasty? Was that healthy? A couple of those questions while you're kind of sitting there contemplating, yeah, I'm full, or I should be full. Why am I not full? Kind of thing. I used to tease my teacher in school that I don't have that leptin hormone that tells you when you're full. I've been hungry my whole life. When I was a teenager, I could eat and eat and eat and eat, and my mom was like, "What is wrong with you? Do you have worms?" Such a lovely topic, but true. I mean, you have an animal that might have worms. They're hungry all the time. So I didn't have worms, but it's social cues. Teenagers, we had pizzas all over the place. We were going to town on it. And when we get older, not so good. So if you need help with triggers or coping mechanisms, want to learn healthier ways to eat, this is where I can work with you on a personalized program. It's created just for you. It's not for you, even though, well, we have females in the room. All females have the same organs. It all functions the same. In here, out there. But what is good for you may not be good for you. You may be having food sensitivities. You may be having your gallbladder out. You may be 20, you may be 52. It's different. There's different stages. Your body's using all your nutrients at different levels. What nutrition you needed in your 20s is almost tweaked and flipped by the time you're in your 50s. And now that I am in my 50s, I can say I have seen all three stages. So have an appreciation for that and not beating yourself up for that used to work for me. Why is it not working for me anymore? That's when we sit down and we go through some mindful activities to see where we're at with that. Also, I work as your nutrition concierge. So I'm there to serve you on this nutrition journey. Mindful eating is one step towards learning how food aids and alters the body. Building your knowledge on this solid foundation sets you up for success for whatever avenue in this journey. So with the last two things, thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you downstairs as you pass through at the table. I want to now open up the floor for any questions or topics that might have come up while you were listening to this discussion. Anybody have some? Oh, I'm sorry, I see for
Yeah, it's up to the what do you view on the current situation of school meals?
school meals.
Yes.
I wasn't prepared to talk about that, but that is once again where we need to work with the parents on educating them what their kids need. The government is not going to educate on what the kids need. That is where we're working with. I do a lot of mommy and me classes where the kids can work with the younger ones can work with the moms on coming up with healthier snacks and what does my body need. If someone tells you that all healthy food tastes bad, I would say you're not doing it right. You have not put no smoked paprika and garlic on that. No, you can season it. You can change the way you're preparing it. It's meant for us to enjoy. We're so used to all the preservatives, additives, everything over it that when we decide to cook something at home and we only put 2-3 things in it, we're like, that's boring and bland. But is it? That's when you gotta analyze, am I cooking it how my body is gonna receive it? Maybe I have a sweet tooth. I do. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of honey on it. That's real. That's not sugar. That's real food. And depending upon, some people are more vegetarian, they won't have honey, or they, or this or that. I lean more vegetarian, so like 80% produce, 20% everything else. But it's really individualized. I have friends that are all the way vegetarian. It's working for them. It doesn't work for everybody. That's what I'm saying. We all have the same insides, but it's like your personality. That's what I like to compare it to. Everybody's personality is different, and so is your inside, the way it will process and digest. So I don't know if that answered your question.
Kind of partly because I think we're talking about like also the way the schools prepare their meals in the cafeteria as well.
Yeah.
That's another issue.
They try. And once again, this is probably following the my plate or the food pyramid, whatever the thing is at the time. And they try to, but once again, the kids are going to select whatever they're going to select.
Right.
So just because you have some halfway decent food up there, it's it's going back to we got to work with
Yeah.
families.
And plus, there's also the small amount of time they have to eat their lunch as well.
Oh, they got to inhale it. I used to have an hour for lunch. Now they have 20 minutes to get from their class to the cafeteria and then back to another class.
Mhm.
Once again, you did not slow down to eat because you were probably standing in line most of the time to get your food. So that is so I do encourage people to be mindful of that. And when that topic comes up with the school board and stuff like, go share your voice. They have time for you to share your voice, and the more people that share their voice, you know, and Polk County is the biggest county in the state.
Because we
so
brought
it's-
that up because one of my friends, he made his public announcement, so he's running for C3 at the school board.
Okay. Good for you. Any other? What'd you smile and say before? You got a question for me, Miss Patty?
No, I'm sorry I was late, a little bit, missed some of your talk, but, so, I'm sorry. But I wanted to ask you what you thought about, like the pyramid, you know, the food pyramid, how they're now saying that was bogus.
Are we recording anymore? I'm just kidding. Well, because I'm a nutrition educator, that means I don't affiliate with the government, so I'm not called a nutritionist or a dietitian. I'm more holistic. So how are we going to tactfully say this? I'm more evidence-based, peer-reviewed, scientifically proven, not any other way that things could possibly get on my plate of the food pyramid. We'll just leave it at that. So it is once again listening to your body and seeing what it needs. I've never told anybody that they need to cut back on produce.
Right.
No. I say have more of that, and when you have more of that and you start with that, it's going to naturally push some of this other stuff less and less and less. While we're educating why we need to change up, like our less white, more whole grain, and all that conversation stuff. So they have good intentions, but like I tell everybody, the government is not your parent.
And
So
if they really care about us, you know, why weren't they caring about us before? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it's a hard topic.
Because it could be a money racket instead. Like, you know, the people that have all the money, they're paying the people to tell us what we're supposed to do, even though it may not be right. It's just they're giving the money.
Right. And I swear, I work on the preventative side. I would rather work with you when you're starting to become miserable or unhappy with some certain situation so that we can nip it in the bud before we get over here. But at the same time, I work with plenty of people. They're like, I've already come through this. I want to see how I can prevent it from coming back.
Right.
Or maybe I am right smack in the middle of my ordeal. How can we work with this? You know, so preventative, maintenance, restorative, all of it. But more and more people are like, I don't want to wait till I'm like so-and-so and miserable with whatever condition. And then others are like, oh, I'm not going to do anything until I am. Okay, well, carry on. Maybe you can get 20 more years like that. Maybe you only got 1 year till you're miserable. I don't know. I personally would rather nip it in the bud and avoid it if I know about it. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't know. What you don't know, you don't know. It's not stupidity. It's just you don't know. And even though we have the internet and all these resources and stuff at our fingertips, it doesn't matter. I have a saying. As we get smarter and smarter, we get dumber and dumber all at the same time. Because we're looking at other things and forgetting what we came from. And the basics that we need to be doing. So, thank you, Ms. Pitcher. Any others? Has some more coming up? Oh, Miss Sam. No. Wrap up. She says wrap it up. Okay. Thank you for your questions and your attentiveness. And if you have any questions for me, I'll be downstairs. Okay.
Let's give it up again to our nutritionists. So what is it, holistic?
Nutrition educator or holistic educator?
I got you. I like that. Nutrition educator. And she said something that stuck out to me, right? You know how she told us that we're so used to being the processed foods, right? Because it makes it taste better and look better. Now imagine as women, we are conditioned to the processed foods. You gotta put the makeup on, you gotta add the hair, You gotta put the waist trainer on because the natural you is not good. The process you taste better. It's easier to digest. It's easier. You know what? That's cook. You know, lose the weight, grow the hair, get the wig. Don't look it like your natural self. Now, ain't nothing wrong. What she said was so powerful. Ain't nothing wrong with adding a little spice to it, but that can't be your everything. You have to understand. I'm beyond the hair. I'm beyond the makeup. I'm beyond the waist trainer. I'm beyond this weight. I am valuable all by myself. I don't need additives or preservatives. Right? That's like, I just think that was just so neat. Like, I was like, oh, that is good. Like how she said it, because it hit me. Like, we are conditioned to receive the preservatives and not the natural. You know how you like, I don't like vegetables? She said, just add some seasons. Like, what's wrong with salt, black pepper, some garlic, a little smoked paprika, like she said, like a little pizzazz. You know, back in the day, women ain't wear all the makeup that they wear now. Remember? We thought we was it with our lip liner and our lip gloss, or you couldn't tell us nothing with a little eyeliner and mascara. Because y'all was if you want to be a little snazzy. You ain't have to do all this extra stuff. 12 hours to put on makeup, I can't do it. I'm not gonna make it. So that was really good. Like when you think about you saying that trying to eat better is hard and it's, but look what you invest so much time in. The preservatives of your life versus the natural, right? So now we getting ready to have Miss Gianna Marie, right? And she's gonna talk to us about something we all need to talk about, and that's maximizing time. I always say this: time is the most valuable thing we always say. You're never gonna get it back. That's why I laugh at people when they tell me they need time management. You can't manage time, sweetie. Let me tell you why. No matter what you do, if you only got 30 minutes, them 30 minutes coming, whether you ready or not. The only thing you can do is manage your tasks. So in order for you to maximize your time, you see how I did that? You gotta understand how to manage your tasks and be intentional about what you're gonna do. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about her. She's an entrepreneur. She was blessed to retire at 39 years old. What? After only 20 years in a career. She is a mom, she's a wife, she knows what she do. They got family businesses, including Feast of Persia, right? She wrote a book, which is a #1 bestseller called Day Hustle. See, look at that, I got my notes, I'm remembering it, right? So we're gonna get ready to receive her as she teaches us how to what? Maximize our time.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome.
I am. If I could set this up so I can change slides. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. First and foremost, thank you, Sam, for putting on this amazing event and for letting God work through you to be a beacon of hope, inspiration, and love. And hello, everyone. As Tisha said, my name is Gianna. Feel free to call me G. To be honest, I always find it difficult to introduce myself, even after several revisions of my bio. I think Sam had 2 versions for my speaker highlight. And the truth is that we're so much more than 83 words, or even 467. So who we are is a summary of everything that we do. And every single day, every single moment, we are pulled in so many directions, switching through all of the hats we wear, or in these illustrations, outfits. So, just wanted to introduce you to my family. My husband Farhad sitting in the corner over there. My 2 sons, Nicholas and Dominic. But we like to do everything together. When I am drafting my bio, first and foremost is mom and wife, and child of God. So, but like I said, we're so much more than that. As far as what we do, we own a business called Feast of Persia. We provide time-saving meal prep.
We are in real estate. We ride dirt bikes. We have a motivation and faith-based dirt bike apparel company. I'm an author, and this was with Kevin Harrington, the original shark from Shark Tank, because my book was about a new way to invest in businesses. So how can we do everything we need to do and want to do for the people we love and for ourselves when time is limited? Today, I'm going to show you how to unleash the Wonder Woman, Supermom, and boss within using my time maximization strategies so that you can have time for it all, including time for self-care and self-improvement, without the mom guilt. I don't know who has mom guilt sometimes, or feelings of selfishness when they say take care of yourself before your time is up. So for me, it wasn't until I heard the story about why you want to take care of yourself. And it hit home the most when they said, you know, like when you're on the airplane, put the mask on first so that way you can take care of someone else. So that really hits home that you do need to take care of yourself and take the time to take care of yourself so that you can be the best version of yourself for you and for other people. So before I get into it, I do need to quickly tell you a little bit about myself. On top of being a wife and mom, I, along with my boys, own a few businesses and invest in real estate. We ride dirt bikes, we love to eat and enjoy working out. I'm easygoing, creative, happy, grateful, blessed. I am, on some level, ADHD. I try to be funny, but I can't for the life of me tell a joke. Did I mention that I love to eat? Yes. So yeah, I've always struggled with maintaining my weight. I have a condition called hypersomnia, which is the opposite of insomnia. I have terrible seasonal allergies, and I'm afraid of birds. Phew. And that's not the end of it, but Sam gave us a time limit. So yeah, back to birds. I have this black and white memory from when I was young, and our family was having a beach day. Someone decided to feed a bird. Could have been me for all I know. I don't remember much about it because next thing you knew, a flock surrounded me, and I think I blacked the whole memory out. I was terrified. But why am I telling you this? Because we are going to kill some birds. If we're going to maximize our time, we're going to find every opportunity to kill two birds with one stone. I call it the Reap the Benefits System, or RBS. If you're familiar with Dr. Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you're probably familiar with his time management matrix. So you know the important versus urgent. Can anybody give me an example of important versus urgent? Anybody? All right, so let's see. What's important versus urgent? Responding to all the emails, all the phone calls you get. Those are urgent, right? Those are people demanding your time, but it might not necessarily be important, like working on your business or working on your relationship. Okay, so that's managing your time. If you're so Rory Baden, who's the author of Procrastinate on Purpose, he adds the significance factor to Dr. Covey's time management matrix. So he basically says to add the significance factor. What can you do today that will make more time for you tomorrow? Okay, so a little bit more than important versus urgent, but very important is to create maybe an automated system, because tomorrow you won't have to do it anymore. That's a significance factor. So time maximization is not just about managing your time or even multiplying it. It's not about efficiency, which is doing something in the least amount of time, but rather it's about effectiveness. Got a slide for that too. Which is making the most out of any given period of time, okay? So systems for time maximization not only create more time for you, but it improves the quality of your time. Multitasking has been challenged as a myth, but it's beyond doing more than 2 things at once. It's having more than 2 benefits from doing something, okay? It's having 2 or more benefits than doing 1 thing. And you'll find that there are far more than 2 birds, but a whole flock of benefits by implementing these systems. So when adding the effectiveness factor, ask yourself these questions. What are the high value actions I should take to improve myself, my relationships, my health, my business, my life? What am I going to do anyway that I can turn into a high value action? So you'll find that there are a lot of these, some that are very simple, and here are a few examples. If you're going to take a shower, I hope you do, put on the School of Greatness podcast, okay? If you're going on a drive, listen to Rory Vaden's TED Talk about multiplying time. If you're going to get your steps in, go outside, do it in nature. Okay? If you're going to play a game, play cash flow and learn good financial habits with your children. If you're going to buy a gift, support a local business. If you're going to take a break, meditate. If you're going on a trip, look for properties you can invest in and write that trip off. If you're going to build a business, build your own, doing what you love. If you're going to eat something delicious and healthy. And if you're going to do anything, deliver love. I'm not going to go into the benefits of these actions. A lot of them are pretty obvious. But thinking this way, in and of itself, is an RBS. Thinking with the effectiveness factor in mind helps you think of more high-value actions you can take to compound the benefits of other high-value actions you take. And you're also more likely to avoid what has no purpose or value or benefit at all. You're not going to want to waste your efforts by canceling them out with low-value actions. So for example, if I'm going to work out, I'm going to want to eat healthy. If I'm eating healthy, I might as well work out. If I'm going to be creative, I'm going to want to create solutions and not make excuses. Okay? So that's why Fuel Our Power brings the essential pieces together for your complete well-being. It's a lifestyle program that combines a nourishing cuisine, fitness and mindset coaching, nutrition counseling, and medical care. If you're going to do one part, do it all and maximize the benefits. Okay. But above all this, I see the benefits of keeping it simple, taking one step at a time. So I would encourage you to start small. If you're trying to start a health journey, start with Feast of Persia's 1 meal a day plan, where we will deliver delicious and nutritious, done-for-you meals free to your door. And you're going to be nourishing your body, you're going to be saving time, forget about dishes, okay? If you're going to read a book, read Day Hustle. If you're an entrepreneur, learn how you can quit your day job and keep the salary and benefits to grow your side hustle full time. If you're an investor, you're going to learn about a new form of investing and how you can reduce the risk investing in businesses. The book is discounted today at $20, but you can make so much more. So remember, reap the benefits. The most important thing is to do the things that make you happy and healthy, because if you prioritize these things now, you don't have to wait for delayed gratification. You'll feel good instantly while extending the time in which you get to reap the benefits of the investments you are making in yourself and all of the areas in your life today. So whatever it is that gives you fulfillment, learn more about practical solutions and services to help you have time for it all. And before you know it, you'll also be asked, is there anything you don't do? Is there anything you can't do? How do you do it? Thank you.
Everybody clap again for Gianna. I mean, y'all, she was working it down. Like, realistically, like, when she was saying, I was like, oh, that is some thing. Oh, like, she was like, can you take a shower? This is a podcast. If you want to meditate, go outside. Like, you know, it's like, we do those things. Like, as women, we multitask often. But again, it's understanding what's necessary and what's, like, urgent. You get what I'm saying? Like, what, because you are urgent. Your mental health, your physical health, that should always be at the top of whatever you do. Just wanting to be present for people does not mean you're being present for you. You have to understand how to balance it, how to maximize the time. Because we could sit in here and do nothing and talk about this all day. And when you leave, if you do nothing, it don't mean that we weren't good at what we did. You just wasn't ready. Like, you got to understand how to shift your mindset. In order to change your life, you got to change your mindset. That's an intentional act. No matter if 25 people get up here and say something, if you have not made up your mind to maximize the moment, the time that is given to you, and all you want to do is utilize excuses, it's not going to work. I can tell you that right now. It's just not going to work. So we're going to bring up Miss Lapita, right? And she's going to do something so amazing. She is a holistic business strategist and the founder of Ignite the Fire Inside Wellness, right? I don't know what she's gonna do. I've seen people do this. I had a phone conversation with Samantha about this because I'm just honest. You know how you, especially how many of y'all grew up in the church? Yes, ma'am. So you already looking like what they about to do now, right? So Samantha had broke it down to me because I was like, Samantha, what we do? What she do again? Yeah. When Samantha broke it down and she had it, and it's just like even somebody accidentally touched one back there earlier, and I heard it, and it was just so subtle. I was like, oh, this is gonna be me. So again, we all gonna learn together, right? So I know my church folk. I felt you. I felt you in my spirit. I felt you crunching through your pearls. But we got this, right? Because you all know Samantha. She ain't doing nothing she ought not to be doing if the Lord ain't telling her to do it, right? So again, she is a Polk County native with experience in Miami and New York. She blends ambition with intentional rest. Somebody say intentional rest. Intentional rest. That's some major stuff right there. You got to be intentional about your rest. So we're going to get ready to receive Lapita.
How is everyone feeling today so far? Do you feel like your brain's about to explode though because you're learning so much, right? And yes, you probably saw the sound bowls and you're like, what is going to happen here? You are in the best place for today. I want to let you know. Because you could be anywhere else and you chose to be here. I want you to know that that really matters. Not just to me, for your life. Because this is your life. And those sound bowls there, I never imagined I'd even include them in my coaching. At all. I'm a business coach. Why would I include holistic in front of it? I'll tell you why. Because we're human first. As much as I loved talking about my business, I love working with my entrepreneurs, hearing their dreams, helping them pick themselves up from being scraped and feeling like, why did I choose to open this business? How many of you have been there? I know I have. I'm going on 10 years. And still some days I'm like, what am I thinking? So before I really begin, if you feel audacious, bold in this room today, and you feel this is you or has been you, I want you to raise your hand to show up for yourself when I list something here. Raise your hand if you've ever felt stretched thin, tired, overwhelmed. Feel like there's not enough hours in the day. You're sleeping and you're still thinking about how to do tasks and chores, but you should be sleeping. Okay? And if you didn't raise your hand, that's okay. I need to know your secret. Okay? I need to know your secret. This is not my first rodeo. This is probably workshop 305. But late last night, at midnight, I'm texting with my sister. I'm like, I should be sleeping. I'm going to be here at 6 a.m. But I get so excited about being in these rooms because I've been you. I've been you working in a regular job, being content or hating it, asking for a promotion, not getting it, working hard. Because see, here's the thing. I was born and raised here in Polk County. Immigrant parents who came here with a big dream. There's only two of us, my sister and I. I'm the oldest. And if you come from an immigrant family, as the oldest, there are some really big dreams I don't really want. But I felt as a firstborn, how can I not have them? My parents, our parents, my sister's here, they worked day and night before the sun came up and the sun went down. We would see them barely, but they loved us the way they could. They sacrificed so much. And I thought, I'm going to graduate and get the heck out of Polk County, and I'm never going to come back. And here I am. Because when I grew up here in Winter Haven, I saw orange groves, and I hated them. Because they stole my family. My parents worked in those orange groves. They were dirty, they were smelly when they got home, but they loved us. And I thought, maybe one day I'll be successful. My parents don't have to work. I'll work in an awesome corporate job, move to Miami, then New York, working at a charter school in fundraising. I was leading that department. It was fun, events, donors. And then something happened. I forgot that I was human. I was working like a robot. My friends didn't see me. My family was down here in Florida. They were like, "Are you alive?" But see, what I didn't know was because of my upbringing, seeing my parents work so hard, that's all I saw. I thought that is the way it should be. And being an American born in this country, Americans love to work. I need the American dream, whatever that is, right? So wellness, self-care. I mean, my parents even now are like, what is that, right? But back then, when I was in New York, it is that I have 3 different jobs kind of mentality, right? And that was the first time I was in a deep burnout. Has anybody went through a burnout? Where you're questioning your life, basically? What am I doing here? How did I get here? How the heck do I get out? And it was during that time where I didn't know, but that was a pause. So today my talk is focused on the power of the pause. Because I've had many pauses in my 10, 15 years, even before I was an entrepreneur. So I want you to think about your pauses in your life. Okay, maybe not just 2025. Think about 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And there's some worksheets on the table, some going around. I'm going to ask a couple of questions. If you don't have one, that's okay. My workshops are interactive because I've been you in those chairs, and I'm always thinking, what am I going to get out of this? I could be anywhere else. I want to learn. I want to grow. Who can I meet in this room? That was me. I was so hungry. And that was when I was working a corporate job, never thinking I would be an entrepreneur. So if you're here and you're working just a regular job, kudos to you, okay? There's nothing negative about that. That's amazing. But if you have a burning desire, I don't want to do it anymore. I have this idea. I want to launch a business. I don't know where to start. I understand that too. Or if you've launched it and you're like, I don't know what I was thinking. How did I get here? My friends are making fun of me. They never get to see me. I'm working maybe markets. I'm online talking about my product and it feels really awkward. That's okay too. I want you to know that it's in these pauses, whether you embrace them or a health crisis happens. Because I was there too. I was in the hospital about 3 years into my entrepreneurship journey. And my gallbladder, now her name is Golly, she liked to let me know she was in there. She wasn't very happy about how bad I was. I was a really bad boss to myself, honestly. Really, really bad. Not eating well, not exercising, not seeing my friends or family, not doing the things that I really loved. Because I thought if I worked 10 to 12 hours on my business every single day, it's going to work out. And I'm not saying it won't work out for you if you're an entrepreneur. I like to kind of like come in and let you know there's a better way. And I know that the way that I found my pause, how to take care of myself and my self-care is unique to me. And if you're not there yet, it's okay, you will find it. I promise you. But it all starts with a pause. And it can feel so countercultural because we're taught keep going, keep moving, keep momentum, keep motivated. So when you slow down, the first thing you're thinking about if you do have your own business or you're working on something you're really passionate about is, I could be sending that email. I could be creating a social media post. I could be posting on social media right now. I can reply to a client. I can answer to that Google review. Oh my gosh, my website needs a new tab on there. Like all the things, but you're supposed to pause and be aware what is stirring up here. So one of the processes I love to go through with my clients, I call it the 90-day clarity check-in. You'll have it there on the worksheet, and if not, we're going to go through it together. You can choose to write down your answers or do it later. I want you to think of this as a living, breathing reflection for yourself today. If you have been running away from yourself because you know there's some things you need to have a conversation with yourself about, I want you to know that you are open and willing to do it here in a safe space if you choose to. No judgment, no shame. This is a loving space, okay? We can be our own harshest critic, right? I was my own worst boss. So I want you to think about this question. When was the last time that you paused to reflect on whether your current routine aligns with your vision? Or are you on autopilot? Are you doing something that a year ago felt good, but you're different now, but you haven't made time to stop, kind of like look back? I don't want to do that anymore. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. And that's okay, right? But think about that. Is my current state in alignment with my values? Do you know what your values are? And where I actually want. Now, when my peers or I'm following an influencer who has a similar business to me, oh, she's doing this, he's doing this, I should do that. No. Your life, your want, your needs. Next question really shows you in that aspect of time management, time blocking, or lack of time and focus. What do I need to make space for in this season? Because if you're like me, maybe your calendar is pretty crammed. You're like, space? Where? Even when I'm sleeping, I'm trying to make space, but I can't go to sleep. Right? So maybe that's an answer there too. Should there be something that you should be letting go of, releasing, just for a season? We're such creatures of habit, and I think that when we see like, I gotta let this go, just for right now. You can come back to it. Guess what? You can come back to it. And if you have a coach, family, loved ones around you, and they're like, hey, you're not doing that anymore? Not right now. And that's okay. You don't have to give anybody any excuses, right? This is your life. And how about, what is my body, your mind as well, and your soul craving that you've been neglecting? What have you been neglecting? We're in March, first quarter of the year. Has anybody already achieved their goals? I know I haven't. And I teach holistic goal setting, so, right? I have so many amazing goals that I want to accomplish. And when I sit down with myself and I map out my whole year, I map it in quarters. Because quarters are my season. How did I learn that? Because I had about 6 burnout episodes over 10 years. Trying to do a year's worth of goals, dreams, and ideas in 3 months. I'm human. You're human. And the way that I grew up in my home, because I was the oldest, maybe it wasn't always seen as okay. It was never negative to be emotional or show your humanness. Again, I didn't really see it, so I didn't really imitate it. So in my early 20s, I started having a lot of emotions. Like, where the heck is this coming from? You know? And so if you're there too, you're like, wow, I'm having a lot of emotions as I'm running my business, showing up for my business, or my boss texts me one more time, I'm going to scream at him and quit. Right? Emotions are what makes us human. And there are different tools you can utilize, right? So I went through that as well. The other part is I think we don't take advantage of knowing ourselves, the values. When is your energy the highest? Do you know that for yourself? Are you a morning, midday, late night person? Are you doing tasks because you're like, oh, everybody gets up at 8:30, I'm gonna get up at 8:30 and do this. But what if the 8:30 wake up is dreadful for you? You're so sluggish. But because everybody else is doing it, I guess I'm gonna do it. Has anybody actually checked their energy levels to find out when is best? Okay, after today, take notice. Remember, no shame, no judgment. I like to see it as this is an experiment of my life. I get to find out about myself. Okay? When do you feel most drained? You know? Do you know when your deep work is best? When do you want to have those meetings? The Zoom calls sometimes can feel very draining because you have to be so focused, right? On the computer. And now they're like, put your camera on. You're like, oh, fine, I'm smiling. Put your camera on. You're like, oh, I gotta be in my pajamas, right? How many of you actually create your week? Do you know exactly what you're doing each week? Every Saturday or Sunday, I make a date with myself. I do a momentum process, which includes a brain dump, organizing priorities, goals. White space is what I call a time during the week, different pockets of time, white space, nothing is included. The first time I implemented this was 5 years ago, and I freaked out because I loved having stuff in my calendar. And then I went back to, where did that come from? Why do I have this need to fill my calendar every minute, every second, every hour? Why does it give me anxiety to not be doing, to not be available, to not answer the text right away? What is going on? I know my answer. And if you're there, you have your answer. And so I want to bring this to you and think about where in your week that's coming up, if you were to have like a bird's eye view, like, this week coming up, I have a couple of meetings, meeting a friend for lunch. Can you fit in some white space? A pause. And if you feel pushback from yourself, I would just say gently kind of talk to yourself. Hey, Lupita, why do you think you don't deserve it? You do deserve it. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, quiet. If you've never done it the first time, I will be honest, it feels like torture. Okay? Like nails on a chalkboard. Set a timer, put your phone in airplane mode, put your phone facing down, don't look at it. 5 minutes. Let everything that you're going to be feeling come to the surface. Journal it. You're going to learn so much about yourself. See, here's the thing. When I lived in Miami, I had this amazing job working as a producer and project manager at an advertising agency. And quickly I was promoted. And I was like, wow, I get to manage 40 people across 4 time zones, mid 20-year-old, speaking English and Spanish. This is the life. But what I didn't see because I was young was I was also constantly needed to be available through all the time zones. From Spain, obviously US, Argentina, California. But guess what? I was one person. But I thought, I'm young, I can do it. And what I didn't know, fast forward from that job, when I worked in New York, I started having these triggers and connections to wanting to be on my phone. Who's emailing me? Who's sending me a text? And feeling very frantic. To where I decided I'm going to be rebellious. I'm putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. And man, that was really scary. I did it for 10 minutes. Then I was like, okay, let me do an hour another day. Most of my really close friends and family know 10 p.m., 10:30, I'm on Do Not Disturb now. Until 11:30 the next morning. But Lupita, you run a business, right? You're missing all those calls. I'm running the business the way I want to run my business. And I want to empower you here today. But if you have a mindset of scarcity, which means I need to be available 24/7 because the call, the client, the $1 million deal, I will miss it. You're not prioritizing yourself. You're prioritizing money, vanity, fame. You insert whatever you like there. I don't know what that answer is if you're there. But I was there because I wanted to be the fixer. I wanted to be available. And so part of my story before we go into the sound bath portion, so you can have a real pause, was growing up in a household where our parents loved us really deeply. And my dad battled alcoholism. And it's a part of my story. He's sober now, which I'm so grateful for. But growing up, I didn't know that all the behavior that I developed being in a home as an older sibling, again, no one told me to think or feel this way. I just did it because I was a kid. I wanted to protect everyone around me. My life was already chaos as a kid. So I thought, I need to be perfect. Everything needs to be in its place. I need to fix. Because if I fix, I can control. If I can control, then man, everything's perfect, right? So a lot of my personal development and growth happened in my early 20s about that. That I was like, I'm okay, my dad's sober now, everything's cool. Guess what? All of that, when I started my business, oh, it came up. It came up. I was like, I thought I already fixed this. I will tell you how I learned to reflect on it, to process it, and even be grateful. I like to think that some of the things that are a part of my personality are because it's my superpower because of how I grew up. But just like a superpower, you get to decide when to turn it on, right? And when to let it go. So for today and all that I've shared, think about where you are in your journey. For me, it was finding these pauses to get to know who I am. How do I want to run my business? Or do I want to have my business tell me to turn on my phone at 7:30 a.m. and be stressed for a phone call for a client? Or I get to take Mondays off and go to the park or the beach, right? So right where you are, we're going to go into our sound bath portion. And the sound bath, all it is, it's quartz crystal bowls that are back there. I'm going to play them. You'll hear this beautiful sound. You can close your eyes if you like. It does help because we're a lot of strangers in the room. So if you feel comfortable, find your seat. You can sit right where you are, close your eyes. It'll be about 5 minutes. You'll hear my voice at the very beginning. I'll play the bowls. And the way you know we're about to end is I'm going to play the Pinchevells, which I'll play one now, so you can remember in case you kind of fall asleep, and that's okay. You'll hear this 3 times. And then you'll hear my voice again. And you'll get to have your pause today in a very special way. So go ahead, right where you are. Close your eyes if you feel comfortable. And bring to your mind right now what might have come up for you during this conversation of pausing. Allow any of those thoughts, any of the feelings or memories, just flow through you. No judgment. And bring your gentle awareness to your toes, to your ankles. Guiding that gentle awareness to your knees. And stopping here for a moment. And noticing the chair underneath you. How it holds you. Allow the chair to do what it was meant to do. And allow your body to rest. Guiding that awareness to your lower back, to your mid back, making its way to your upper back. And pausing here. What would it feel like to allow there to be more space between your shoulders and your ears? Giving your shoulders permission to melt away from your ears. Allowing your body to sink a little bit deeper into the chair. Guiding that awareness to your neck, to your jaw, softening your jaw, softening your tongue, even softening your lips. Guiding that gentle awareness to the bridge of your nose, between your eyebrows, and from your forehead left to right, and slowly making its way to the crown of your head. Allowing your arms to feel heavy, your wrists, and even your fingers. Having a gentle awareness of all the sounds in the room, sound of my voice, sound of the bowls, maybe even the sound of your breath, the sound of the lively farmer's market outside, reminding you that you are alive, reminding that you matter, And the dreams that have been placed on your heart are yours and yours alone. Together on the count of 3, we'll take a deep breath in through our nose, hold, and exhale through our mouth. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in, hold, and exhale. Taking notice of any sensations.
Ooh, that felt good. So much peace. Oh my God. That was, you heard me out. Interrupt the lady. I'm so sorry. I'm like, in my mind, I was like, she gonna bring me a little thing like I'm gonna go. And she didn't say she saw me walking. She should have said, wait a minute. Just pause, like she told us. I love that pause though. Like she should have said, just pause. Because I was like, that little thing. My bad, y'all. I don't interrupt y'all long. I'm sorry. How the church ladies feeling? Though? How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling all right? All right now. So listen. We're going to take one major thing from everything that she says. Embrace the pause. Because if you don't, you're not going to make it. Like if you don't take a moment to just stop. Because guess what? It's going to still be there. Whether you do it or not. You're going to have to take those moments to inhale and exhale. The part that I like most about what she was doing is that she was teaching you how to become aware of what happens. You can start with your feet because that's what you connect. That's why you connect to the ground, and that's what you stand upon, and that's what start aiding. That's what lets you know you need to sit down somewhere. You're doing too much, right? When things ain't right, your ankles get the swelling. You ain't got the right shoes on. You're gonna start with the ground, the foundation. Because some of y'all not realizing that as women, we're constantly doing things. We don't take time to just. It's dangerous when you don't pause. Because when you don't pause, you turn into a volcano. And now you destroying everything you don't work so hard for because you chose not to do what? Take a pause. You don't know your body. You don't know what that feels like. You don't know what you don't know. Somebody got to tell you. Your ankles don't swell up, baby. You didn't even know. Somebody got to tell you. You know you're walking with a limp. Everything all right. You know I didn't even realize it because you ain't take a pause. I like that. We're going to do that one more time. Because we need to take a what? Pause. That's what I'm talking about. That's unison. I like that. Woo. That was so, like, I take so much into that. I'm always about words, you know, like what people say. Because, again, your mindset is everything. And we all have to take a pause. Because if you don't, you're not going to do nobody no good not here. Because that's it. Like our parents, she was testifying about her parents and stuff. That's how they worked. They did that so we didn't have to. But some of us internalize that, like, I got to do it. I got to get to the next. Parents' patience back in the day is not the same as they are now because we have too many distractions. See, like then you wouldn't have the internet back in the day, so you ain't got no choice but to learn yourself and each other. And we're going to work. Now YouTube tell you what you gotta do. Facebook, everybody telling you who you are except you. And then you ain't took time to do what? Get off Facebook. Get on social media. And take that moment and just say what? You act like you're gonna miss out on something. Do y'all know back in the day people used to boycott? A whole bus system got shut down. Nobody had Twitter. Nobody had Facebook. Nobody had a commercial. They just knew. Now I'm thinking it was like a little momentum thing. Like it started in one town, and then everybody said, "Oh, wait a minute, they ain't getting on the bus." Okay, and it was so much, because that's why you ain't gonna tell me I gotta have social media. That's a lie. My mother has social media and she does not advertise nothing. And she have people coming to her business from Afghanistan, and I am not exaggerating. She don't do what we do, because you know why? She take her time to. Sometimes she don't, but she'll embrace it when she needs to. When it's time to shut down, she shut down. So we gotta really just take that. Like I like that. It's such a peace. Something happened. Something shifted in here. So everybody done kind of got their little anxiety, and then y'all done exhaled them out in the room. So don't pick up nobody else's stuff now, okay? Because when y'all did that, I said, "Oh Lord!" Now all of them in the room just. So we don't just sit them out, y'all. We gonna do old school. I'm gonna do old school. This is my grandma taught me this. Okay, when stuff in your house ain't supposed to be there, watch this. Yeah, all of it got to go. Right, so we get ready. We go. This is so good. I love it. I love what I do. Okay. So next we gonna have Ms. Linda Brown. She is the founder and CEO of Fully Unleashed Coaching and Counseling, Connecting LLC. Right. So basically, from what I read, because y'all know I be saying my own stuff. She is a life coach. That means she has the ability to produce life. See, some of y'all say y'all going to life coaches, they ain't producing nothing. They lying, okay? A coach takes with the skill and the gift you already have and show you how to enhance what you got. So a life coach teaches you how to produce what's already inside of you. The seed that's already there. But not just that, because see, you ain't got to go to school to be a life coach. She a professional. Okay. She's licensed and educated for counseling, which is mental health. Because that's the part we keep forgetting sometimes. Is this aspect of who we are and what it is that we do. She got a master's in arts of counseling. So this ain't no anybody. She come with her papers, her certifications, and her license. And I am honored to present to you guys Miss Linda Brown.
I'm passing out stuff. I need some help. Somebody, if you don't have a pen, you don't want it. If you want to write it, you don't, no problem. Somebody have a pen, take it around, and as they're doing that, thank you so much. Oh, yeah, that's right. You have to move a little bit. Because that's it. So it's a complete pleasure to be with you this morning. I'm sorry I wore these clacky shoes. So should have worn my sneakers and my jeans. But as she said, I am the founder of Fully Unleashing LLC. It's coaching, counseling, and connecting. I'm also founder of a nonprofit called Fully Unleashing Life. I got my shirt on for the first time ever in my life. I don't do this, but I want you to actually know what it is to fully unleash your life because it's so important. And today we're going to do a little bit of exercise on how are you shaped. Now, this is not mine. I did not create it. Eric Rees wrote a book a long time ago about shape, SHAPE. And we wrote him and asked him, could we use this acronym in our workshops that we do? And we added the D, okay? And that's where I want to start. I want to start with the D. Now, I gave you a little, everybody got a little picture of the little peanut? I know you said, what in the world? What in the world? I used to give out actual peanuts, but no, we got all these allergies and stuff now. So that's why you got the picture of it, okay? But there's a meaning and a purpose behind this. I don't know if you would even think about it, but some time ago, a gentleman by the name of George Washington Carver was working in Georgia, and they had an agricultural problem in and they couldn't grow anything. So he went in, and I'm a pastor too, okay? I don't pastor a church anymore. I'm really pastoring in the community doing what I do. So if I'm not trying to offend anybody, I'm just going to be who I am, and you be who you are. If it's a bone to you, spit it out, okay? If it's some meat off that fish, eat it and savor it. Take your moment, as the nutritionist told, take a moment to just enjoy what you're receiving. So he got in his laboratory, and he went into his laboratory. He was an actual scientist, and he went into his laboratory every day. He only took one thing with him in the laboratory. Guess what that was? Anybody? He only took his Bible, put it down and put it in the floor, and he asked, he said, please, Mr. Creator, tell me why you created, and whatever it was. And it was a peanut. He just prayed, please, Mr. Creator, tell me why you created the peanut. And as he was doing what he was doing all kinds of experiments and stuff with the peanut, he found more than 300 uses for the peanut. More than 300. Now, this is an inanimate object. It doesn't breathe or nothing. It just grows and does what it's supposed to do. You were created on purpose. You're not here by accident. There are no accidental births. People say, oh, I'm accidental. I had a baby at 16. And they said it was a mistake. She was not a mistake. She was a miracle. She's a wonderful girl. I love my children. I love all my children. So she was no accident. Because, and I say this, I think most everybody in here is adults. When you have sex, you don't get pregnant every time. Thank the Lord. Thank you. You don't. So that means you are on purpose. There's a reason that you are here. So let's start with the D. Dreams, desires, direction. That's what the D is. What do you dream of? What do you really, really want to be? Just dream. I used to dream of doing just what I'm doing right now, speaking before people. I used to dream of playing the piano for a church. I've done that for a long time, years and years and years. I don't do it regularly anymore. That was something I used to dream about. I used to dream that I was going to not live in Memphis, Tennessee, because I'm from Memphis. I'm not from Polk County. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, Shelby County. But I used to dream about one day I wasn't going to be living in Memphis. I was just going to be coming back home visiting people. But that's what I did. I used to dream about going to Paris. I just wanted to go to Paris. I took 3 years of French in high school just so I could go over there and speak. Parlez-vous français? Oui, oui, monsieur. Je m'appelle Linda et tout. And that's about all I know. I don't know. I just wanted to go to Paris, and I don't know why. What are you dreaming about? And you're not too young, and you're not too old. Everybody say that with me. I'm not too young. I'm not too old. You are here on purpose today. Okay? So what do you dream about? Somebody dreamed about a Kohash. They dreamed about this place. It was just an idea at one time. And we sitting in Kohash. Somebody dreamed about making this beautiful suit I got on that's too long for me. And they said, I can do that. Somebody dreamed about building a table and making the chair to go. And I'm happy for that. Because I get to sit down, I don't have to stand up all the time. You were in the Creator's mind to put you here on this earth for a reason and a season. Dreams, desires would take you into the direction that you go with your life. And does that kind of change, if you will? And I'm seasoned. You can see this white hair up here. I'm seasoned. So what I was doing, like I told you, I don't play every Sunday for church no more. Thank you, Lord. I love my church, but I don't play every Sunday. That's what I wanted to do then. It has shifted now. I pitch in every now and then and, help out when they need me to. Things can shift in your life. You don't have to stay on that, I'm just a school counselor. I'll be a school counselor for 59 years, and then I'm going to retire, and I'm not going to do anything. No, your life can shift. You can keep dreaming until you're not here on this earth anymore. So think about some of the dreams, the desires that you have, and that's going to take you in a direction that you want to go. The S, let's start with that. We ain't in church, so I'm going to say special gift. Everybody in here got a special gift. What is your mine is the gift to gab. I love to talk. I'm also a perceiver. I can really see and talk to you, and we can be talking. And after a while, I can just hear something or sense something about you, and I just start telling you. That's me. Okay. I'm also a teacher. I like to teach. I like to make sure people get information and stuff. What's yours? Some of you might be administrators. Some of you might be craft. Whatever it is, you got a special gift or gifts. You may have more than one. The next one, H, is heart. And that's what you're passionate about. What you eat, sleep, and drink, you just want to do it no matter what. I wanted to do what I'm doing right now, y'all. Whether I got paid for it or not. Yep. I'll do it for FREE. Because I love what I do. I'm passionate about this. I want people to know. I believe I'm here. One of the things I'm here on this earth to do is to help people know who they are and why they exist. I believe that. And there's a reason that you are here today. In this earth, in this building right here. You're here for a reason. Some of y'all already know who you are. That's fabulous. Run with it. On a day-to-day basis, I run into people though, and it's all age ranges. It don't matter what culture you're from, whether you're a woman or man. So many people just don't know who they are. They have no clue. And they don't know what they're passionate about until I start asking them some questions. That's what coaches do. So if your coach tells you, if you have a life coach, or if you have any kind of coach and they just tell you everything, that's a problem. Because coaching, we really want to know. I believe that everybody has their life answers inside of them. And if I ask you enough questions, you're going to hear yourself. If you go to that ancient text, it's the Bible. If you go there, if you take out all of the duplications in the Gospels, which is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, take out all the duplications, you're going to find that Jesus asked more questions than he told people stuff. So ask yourself, what am I passionate about? What do I just want? I just do it, and I will do it for free. I do it, just because that's who I am. That's what I want to do. The A is for your abilities, your talents, and your skills. What are you gifted with? What are you talented in? What are you talented in?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know?
You put me on the spot.
I am so sorry. I come back to you. What are you talented in? What are some of your abilities?
Give comfort, helping, good listening.
Giving comfort, helper, good listener. How about you, ma'am? Yeah.
Encouragement.
Okay.
And making things visual, like performing arts. And speaking.
Okay, making things visual, performing arts. Anybody else? I've been calling on people to stop there. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a former professional ballroom dancer. I've danced all over the world, and with a Russian partner. And I got a chance to meet a lot of people being in ballroom dancing and interacting with people and learning other skills and knowledge. And it's interesting when you connect with something where you can meet other people, learn about other people, where they come from and how they respond and react. But it was a passion that I've had, I still have. And when you have a passion in your life and you express that passion to other people, it shines like you're a radiant person. And so, yeah, passionate, I think, is a big word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, passionate is a huge word. Thank you all for sharing. I'm sorry I put you on the spot.
No, you're
It's
okay.
Take a deep breath. You have an ability to do something. You have a skill, you have a talent. And if you don't know what it is, you can talk to someone, talk to yourself, ask your friends and family and stuff. What do you see me doing? What am I good at? Because some people doubt themselves. I don't know about you, but I had a bad problem with that. Doubt myself, thinking I couldn't do it. That's why I didn't really want to play my piano that much, because I was comparing myself to other musicians. I felt like I was just this person that got thrown in there to fill in for somebody. And that's literally how I started playing. My mama made me, y'all. I was a senior in high school, and she made me. I'm just banging on the piano, and I could play 3 whole songs. 3. And I had to do a devotional service for my cousin. She was having some kind of tea thing. So I do the devotion. I had to go up there and sing and read the scripture and pray. And so I got there. Flow started at 4 o'clock. Didn't start. 4:05, didn't start. Now, I'm a senior in high school, okay? And my cousin said, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Musician was late. I don't tolerate that. You got me on time. And I said, okay. She said, well, go ahead, Linda Kane, and you start. And I said, okay, I'll just play for myself. Nobody knew that though. So I went up there and played that one of 3 songs that I knew. Played that one song, did my little scripture, and prayed and sat down. My cousin came, girl, I didn't know you could play the piano. We need a musician in our church. I'm like, I ain't no musician. Girl, I'm gonna ask ain't real. I said, no, you not. You ain't gonna ask my mama. Yes, I am. I let it go. I said, she ain't gonna do nothing. She called my mama that when we got home. Called my mama on that cord phone. You know, we didn't have no cell phone. Cord phone and hey, real. Linda K play for our church? We need a. That's my middle name too, Linda K. Don't call me that. Call me Linda. Okay. And I said, this girl crazy. My mama sure she can play, girl. I said, Lord Jesus, help me. I don't know but 3 songs. One of them I made up. That's the truth. And I didn't know to do nothing but chord. But I started playing for that church, long story short. That's how I believe God's idea was to get me started. Because he knew I wouldn't on my own. Because he knew I didn't feel like I could. And since then, again, I've been play for almost every church that I've been a member of for most of my life, since the senior in high school. And I'm so confident now about it in my church, but my people are pros in my church. They pros for real. And they wanted me to go up there. I'm like, oh, but they pros. You know what they do? They got the ability. They got the skill and stuff. Guess what? I had to go up there. I know how to find the chords and stuff, and I can read them chords and stuff. I said, I can do it too. I can actually play these songs. Oh, God. Thank you, Lord. I had the ability inside of me, but I had to believe in myself that I could actually do it. Part of it was doing it, though. Joe Smiley says, do it and do it afraid. That's what I did. And that's what we would do. You got the abilities, you got talents, you got skills. What are they? P, personality. I ain't gonna sing that corny song either. It's a song about personality. This is what makes you tick and what ticks you off. That's what personality is. A lot of people don't like to talk. They don't like personality assessments. Some people like, nah, because you pigeonholing people into something. You got one whether you want to acknowledge it or not. Just like you got gifts, you got skills, you got abilities and stuff. That's a part of how you were created. What you do with it is on you. I learned my personality. I like the disc. There are a lot of them out there, and I've taken so many of them. I'm the same person every time. That means I ain't lying to myself. And the disc is the letters DISC. And when I took it, I'm an actual CI. Now, I never thought I was an I. The I person is when you're in somewhere and you're asking a question. What is the word? Let's do it now. Okay, what is the word unique? What does the word unique mean? Just raise your hand and let me tell. What does the word unique mean?
Different.
Raise your hand. Them the I people. They raise their hand first. Them the I people. They ready to go for it. I didn't think I was an I person. I acted like I was an I person in front of people. But actually, I was a C person. C's are introverts. They don't like to be out here. Most people think I love to be out here. I don't. But my mama started training me at the age of 5. I was doing readings that she had written 2.5 pages that I had to memorize at age 5 in church, standing before people, speaking, because God knew that inside of me, I really did want to speak to people. But actually, I didn't want to be in front of them necessarily, because that's that introvert part of me. But that I will walk out and do it in a minute. So I found out I'm this C person. I'm this correct. I like everything right. If my hair's sticking up, please tell me. If I got something right here, let me know. If there's something in my nose, tell me. Because I like things correct, in line, and all. Now, those personality traits that you have, and the D is for people that are like drill sergeants. They tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, what time to sit, who to do it, everything. They're the drill sergeants, okay? They're the extrovert persons, and they like projects more than people. Projects first. They like people too. The eyes are also out there. They're not extrovert people, but they like people first over the project, okay? The eyes are going to make sure you're having fun. They're the life of the party. And they're going to ask them questions first. I mean, that's the I. The S is a reserved type person, kind of shy. don't want to be, they're introverts, you know, they love people. In the party, they would make sure everybody got everything that they need, they serve, and they, you know, that's the S. Then there's the C's. At the party, we'll make sure everything right, the table is clean, make sure that napkin is on there right, and the fork and the spoon is on the right side, and everything. You got a combination of all of them, okay? Now, all of us operate in all of those at some point in our life. But there's one or two that actually just kind of dominate your life. And no matter what, you may try to suppress it. I used to try to not be so, no, it come up because it's just who you are. And it's not bad. It's not good. It's just who you are. It's different. Okay? Any questions about the P? Any questions about anything? All right, we at that E. And this is experiences. Your experiences in life are yours, and no one can take that from you. And your experiences actually push you into or open doors for you to be doing some of the things that you're doing in your life. I've had some ugly experiences, really ugly. I mean, just terrible in my life. Been divorced twice from the same person. Me too, girl. And he did it both times. He divorced me both times. So, and being as insecure as I thought I was very insecure because I had a severe case of asthma. I mean, not asthma, eczema. At the age of 18 months, my mother was giving me a bath, and she started washing my hair, and she did this, and my hair was coming out in clumps in her hand. So all of my hair came out. I looked like I was burned from head to toe. It was a severe case of eczema. And I didn't start really clearing up. They took me back and forth to doctors and all kinds of stuff, all during my little young life. That's why I don't like doctors to this day, but I do go. Because it was grueling. I mean, it was awful, awful. Kids would not play with me because they thought I was a walking disease, and I was, you know, I didn't look so good. I looked terrible. So it was tough for me. And at age 3, I really got scarred when I was at my parents had a new house that we moved into in different new neighborhood. And I was sitting on the porch, literally banging on this piano that my mom had bought me. It was a toy piano. I was just banging, literally banging, for real. And just having a good time by myself. And there were 2 young ladies on the porch next door. And they yelled out, they said, "Is it catching?" And I didn't know what they were talking about. And my mom happened to look out the door at the time and said, "Is it catching?" And my mom said, "No." She said, "Come on in the house, baby." They were talking about what I had, the eczema. Was it catching? So they didn't want to get it. And they didn't want to play with me. And they didn't. Until I got about 5 years old and I was clearing up a little bit. That scarred me until I was 26 years old with 4 children, married with 4 children, and looking like I was a teenager. I was dressed like a teenager because I was stuck. Still trying to be somebody at 26, acting like I'm 16. I don't know how many of you are stuck in your life and you don't know your actual shape. You don't know your actual purpose for why you're here today. I'm not talking about yesterday. I'm not talking about 10 years ago. I'm talking about today. There's an actual purpose for you. God created, or the creator created somebody to make that sofa. God created somebody to make these earrings. God created somebody to make that light. You were created for something. What is it? And are you really, really embracing why you're here on this earth? Because you're important. Somebody's waiting on you to do what you do so they can do what they need to do. Any questions? Oh, I got over that thing. I started at 26, started learning who Linda was. Took me a long time. I really started some introspection and finding out. I really dealt with the insecurities, not insecure anymore about any I don't compare myself to nobody because it's not but one Linda K. Burris Brown. That's me. And I love Linda. I really do. I even like her. I do. I like her. You know, some people you love, we're supposed to love everybody. We ain't gotta like them though, because some people, Me, I love and I like me. And I know why I'm here. I know my shape. I know how I'm shaped. I hope you do too. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
I just have one. I believe that, knowing who you are is truly important, especially, kind of
Oh yeah, it is. I purposely don't have business card. I do have one, an electronic one, but I don't use it because I believe if I give my information out, which is on the bottom there, my email is there. You can write my phone number down. I'd rather talk than email. It's 321-948-3376. I'll do it again. 321-948-3376. Back to the peanut. Inanimate object. Over 300 uses for the peanut. You are breathing, walking, talking. How many uses do you think you were created for? How many? I'll go with the apples and I'm done. If you cut open the apple, and I really want to have one today, but I thought y'all know what an apple is, right? You cut it open, what's inside? Seeds. All right, seeds. What do you want to do with those seeds? Replant them. Okay, so when you replant them and you put 1 or 2 in the ground, right? You get 1 apple back, right?
No.
No, you don't. Oh, huh?
Yeah, tree.
What do you get a tree first? Absolutely. And on the tree you get 1 apple, though, right?
No.
No. You get more than 1 apple, right? That are filled with what? More seeds.
Yeah.
You are a apple seed. You have been planted, and I hope you are planted in some good ground. If you're not growing, if you're not multiplying, if you're not developing, you're in the wrong soil.
Right.
Get planted, get rooted, blossom, grow, and then pour out. Use them talents, them abilities, them skills to be who you're supposed to be because you are perfect for your purpose. God bless you.
Oh, I feel good. I like that. I know my shape. Look at your neighbor and say, I know my shape.
I know my shape.
Oh, I like that. And she started with the D first, y'all, because she started with what? That foundation, the dreams and all that kind of stuff. Well, I like that was good. That was good. So we're gonna move on because we ain't gonna prolong the time. So I need Madeline to come up here right quick. So you guys are getting ready to see, because if you got your program, y'all know it's Samantha. Like, she's the keynote speaker, she's the one that put all this together. This is the vision that God has given her, right? You can take that. However, what y'all did not know is that Samantha was taking coaching classes. And she was taking coaching classes because she felt like that's what she wanted to do. But she wasn't randomly taking them. She was taking them with me. Which our coaching sessions was not like everybody else's coaching sessions, right? Because now it's like I'm telling her stuff that she should know, that she does know, but she's evolving. And so I stopped intentionally having the conversations because I would listen to the results of what she did. Right? So no, we ain't gotta go over this. Because you say this is what the Lord told you to do, we couldn't see. I'm gonna tell you what I know, but I can't tell you how to do this. It's just like the apple seed. Right? The apple seed just went in the soil, it did its job. Somebody planted it. The rest of the apples, the tree come first, because the apples don't come first. The tree come first. Nobody tell it the order. It just knows what it's supposed to do. So that's what had happened. She knew. She just needed some learn some good technique, catch and release, because being a life coach, any type of coach, is draining. And I tell people all the time, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a therapist. I'm not going to lay here with you. I am not your life support. I am a defibrillator. You know what that means? But when you say clear, and then that's it. That's all I got like. That's what I do. If you want me to sit here and be out those, I'm the wrong person. I can't do it. But that defibrillator with intent, and then I'm gonna learn how to how many volts you need. That ain't working. Okay, hold on. Clear, like that's it. That's all I got for it. And I was telling her, I said, Samantha, you sure you want to do this? Because everybody want to tell you their story. And as a life coach, you have to understand, I'm not here for your story. I may have to sit there for a little bit, but we working on you going like this. And she did amazing. I listened to how she was doing her clients, how everything was going, and I was like, look at her. Sat there like a proud mom. I said, look at her. She's doing good. So she did not know I was going to do this today, because I figured she done graduated. She done put on the bench. So I'm honored to introduce y'all to the cancer thriver, the 2-time cancer thriver, right? Coach Y'all say it with me. Coach. Now we don't know if it's gonna be Coach Samantha or Coach Sam. Whatever it's gonna be Coach, right? So y'all put y'all hands together for the first time ever, Coach Samantha. Woo!
Oh, wow. Woo. Y'all are good. And I was carrying this around not knowing what it was. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to get comfortable because we're all friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We've been spending the past couple hours together. We all know each other. We've all been listening to everyone. And we know that we all go through things. I appreciate you all for being here because you gave me, us, everyone that came up here to speak, the most valuable thing that you have, and that's your time. And interestingly enough, I say that and I mean it with my whole heart because statistically speaking, I'm not even supposed to be standing here right now. Like she said, cancer 2 times. I have 7 kids. These are just 2 of them sitting right here. The other 2 downstairs, the rest of them at work or something. But the point is, I was kicked out of the house at 15 years old. I was raped, and that was the result of one of my children. And I do not at all regret having her. Because here's the thing, things happen to us in life. Now we think it's sent to destroy us. Now we think it's sent to kill us. But here's the thing, our past does not define who we are. If anything, our past is supposed to lead us to where we're supposed to go. This right here, this is an act of God. This was not me. I decided I want to be a clothing designer. I want to be a makeup artist. That's what was sexy. It was fun. I was on the runway. First, I started out modeling. And I was like, no, I need bigger. Because nothing I did satisfied me. I would finish a fashion show modeling. I wasn't happy. I was looking for the next rush. So I said, okay, I'm gonna design clothes. That was fantastic. But I finished and I'm looking for the next rush. I imagine that's how a crackhead feels. Because I was looking for the next rush, the next high, and I could not find it. I ended up in the wrong relationships that ended up almost killing me. And here's the thing. I kept seeking. Nothing was satisfying me. I was always miserable. To be quite honest, I just kept getting sadder and sadder, going into a deeper, darker depression. I was miserable. I made it to the point my kids couldn't stand being in the same room as me because I was so mean, because I was a big ball of trauma. So I mentioned I was kicked out at 15. Couch surfing for a year until I was able to find a place. Actually, God blessed me with a place. But how many of us know, raise your hand, if you've ever experienced trauma in life and then you end up turning to the wrong person or the wrong thing. And that's what happens in blood. Because we all go through the same things. But are we going to let that make us a victim? Are we going to curl up in a corner crying? Or are we going to do something with it? So after being diagnosed with cancer, not once but twice, and going through a divorce during all of that, mind you, this is what the vision was that God gave me. Was I need to take everything that I've been through. I don't have a mother to go to. She caused most of my trauma. How many of us as parents are, and don't raise your hand. How many of us as parents are causing our kids trauma? Because of the things that we learned, because of what we went through, because it's what we grew up with. We don't know the difference. Well, it happened to me, so I'm sure I could, but no, we need to stop and take note. How did it make me feel though when I went through it? You don't want to make the next person feel that way. So what the Lord told me was to create a safe space for women, and shout out to the men in the room. It's devoted to her, but it's all of us. The men support us, we support men, so it's beautiful. But what I was led to do
is to create a safe space for us all to come together and have people like Letitia, Pastor Linda, Lupita, everyone that spoke today. They took everything that they've been through, whether it be your burnout with your experience, because we've all experienced burnout. We took everything that we've been through and we've been able to pour out into all of you. I pray that you all received something today. But what I really, really wanted to stress today is that no matter what it is that you've been through in your past, it does not define you. It does not define any of you. Take what you've been through in life and think to yourself, and I love that you did the shape, because take what it is, those experiences. That's what I did. I took all those nasty experiences I've been through, and God turned it into something beautiful. And that's what each of you need to do. And it can be painful, because healing is painful. People don't want to heal. I went to therapy, 2017, I'll never forget. It was like, I don't want to do this, but I knew I had to because I was sick of it. My kids were sick of me, I was sick of me. But the thing is, I knew that there was more. And once I started going down the right path, that's when this right here brings me joy. The amount of joy seeing everyone sit here and take this all in, it brings me more joy than being on a runway, doing a photo shoot. It brings me more joy than anything I've ever experienced besides having my kids. So I really, truly, as I stand here and live and breathe, I want all of you to know, no matter what it is that you've been through, there's more. Take what you've been through, turn it into something beautiful. What do they say? A diamond. You get all that pressure, it's a rock into a diamond. Whether you're that rock right now, you've reached your diamond phase, whatever the case may be. Whatever amount of pressure that you're under right now, there's a diamond coming. I hope you believe that. So I hope that each and every one of you takes something with you today, and makes you really think like, wow, that girl was kicked out at 15. No parents. 7 kids. Yes, 7 kids. No twins. They all came out of me. Divorce and 2 cancer diagnoses. All of that. And as I live and breathe, I stand here today. I give all glory to God. Yes. And I thank you for your time. You ladies been here twice, 2 years in a row. Praise God. But I really just want you to just think, what have I been through that is so ugly that I don't even want to talk about, that I don't even want to think about? And what can I do to turn that around and do something for others? For me, it's everything that I just mentioned. And that's what brought us here today. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for just everything, because you did not have to be here today. And I pray I see you next year. Now, before you leave, I do want to let you know that something that is near and dear to my heart is helping others, helping the community. And if you start crying, I'm gonna start crying.
Oh, okay.
Helping the community. And last year it was Talbot House Ministries. This year it's Pace Center for Girls. We do have a representative here today. And I'm gonna have Zipporah come up and tell you all about Pace. It'll be brief. And then as she's done talking, we are taking donations for Pace Center for Girls.
Hi, my name is Zipporah. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator at Pace Center for Girls, and I get the opportunity of going inside the community and advocating for Pace, because a lot of people don't know what it is, and I have also the opportunity of bringing people into Pace to let them see what Pace is. And Pace Center for Girls is a school for middle school and high school, 11 to 17-year-olds who are at promise. And at promise means that there are risk factors that will stop them from either graduating or being successful in life. And so they come to us and we wrap our arms around them, and we help them with their mental health and also their education. There's smaller class sizes. It's a year-round program, so that way they are able to just focus on like the things that are bothering them at home, and we give them the tools to go back into their environment to be successful. So that's a little snippet of what Pace Center for Girls is.
We're gonna let you guys go. However, there's one thing I did forget. So, was it October? In October, we did this thing called the Ugly Conversation. November, we did the Ugly Conversation. We had 25 women coming to my house. My mother decorated, fed everybody, and we had 2 therapists there. Madeline was one of them, and Neat was another. And it was a time for women to heal, get restored, do what they need to do. Well, God placed it on my heart to do another one, but it was called a follow-up visit. And I was like, it's just going to be the same women. And then God said, no, not so. Because y'all know what happened with follow-up, right? Y'all don't go back. Y'all came back. Yes, y'all did. But most of us don't tend to do what we're supposed to do. So I had another one. And everything I was doing, I was sending it out private. However, sitting here today, and I'm not going to lie on God, so I know it was him. I have 14 slots left. It's absolutely free, and food is involved because I'm greedy, and my mother can cook because she own the restaurant. So it's gonna be in Leesburg, which is I'm telling you how far it is because I drove it this morning. It's an hour and 20 minutes away. However, if you would like to come, you could just come scan it on my phone because the QR. Because I didn't even think to do this. It wasn't even on my mind till just now. So I literally created the QR code on the flyer so you can see it. Scan it. You can only do 1 ticket at a time. So if your friend want to go, your friend gonna have to scan it so they can go. Again, it's an intimate setting. A therapist with 2 therapists will be there. We will have a photographer. None of the intimate stuff will be filmed, like those personal moments. But it was so cleansing. Like it was women. It was a safe space again. And I'm adamant that everybody can want to come, but everybody don't have the finances to come. And I'm not one of those people that believe that if you want to do it, you can do it. There was a lot of stuff I wanted to do. I ain't had money to do it. So God has laid it on my heart to make it accessible to those who want to come. I only have 14 slots available. It's not mandatory, but if you want to come, and it's called Denim and Pearls. Because we're doing it, why? Because we know our shape. And we don't take our calls, right? And so I don't know if Samantha's still doing it. It was a silent auction. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, well, that's auction back downstairs. We're just gonna do the donations.
The donation. Okay. Madeline, you had the certificate. Did you want to use that? You want to wait?
I was actually going to introduce Madeline. And so we did unload a lot of things here today. This is Madeline Rosary Hargrove. She is actually the therapist that I use for all of my events and what she does as well. And she's actually doing complimentary sessions downstairs. Don't take up all her time now. There's a lot of you.
She got 15 minutes.
And she'll be downstairs in a private conference room downstairs if anyone would like to release.
And I have books in the back. Madeline's downstairs, and you guys, please, if there's anything downstairs, patronize. Patronize each other. I done went down and bought a whole bunch of juice. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we gonna find out, and I'm gonna tell you about it. Okay? What date? It is March 29th. It's on a Saturday. At 11. It started at 10. 11.
It starts at 11:30.
It's a brunch. It's a Saturday, March the 29th. So everybody good? You know, before we leave, we need to do one more thing. I want everybody to stand up for me right quick. We're going to do what Peter taught us. Now, wait a minute. What I need you to do, Maya, I need you to open the door for me, though. I need you to open the door. I want everybody to take in everything that they learned in this moment. Take it all in. Inhale. Take it all in. Inhale. Inhale all the positive, all the reinforcement, all the refreshment. I want y'all to inhale all of that. Now, when y'all exhale, don't be exhaling on each other. I want y'all to target the door. That's right, baby. Move. Target the door. And I want you to exhale everything that's going to keep you from believing that you are important, that you are valued, and that you are worth it. And on top of all that, you can do it. Right? So ready? Inhale. Exhale. Y'all have a great rest of the day.